bring the meeting to order. Thank you. Got a thumbs up over there. Let's see. So the first part of our agenda, I will make a motion to go into executive session in the town administrator's office pursuant to general laws, chapter 30A, section 21, to discuss the Teamsters Local 653 clerical and administrative contract pursuant to general laws, chapter 30A, section 21A3. Also, the town accountant contract, again, chapter 30A, section 21A2, and the MBTA zoning mandate pursuant to chapter 30A, section 21A3, all of which to discuss in open session would have detrimental effect on the town's position. So, do I have a second?
I will second that.
Okay, Tom?
Yes.
John?
Yeah.
And I vote yes. We'll come back when we're done.
Back around
At
6, right?
o'clock. Okay, I guess we come back into public session. I should have said before, this is being recorded, and by Area 58. We usually start with a Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
Mind if I say something, John?
No, go right ahead.
Thanks. So, in typical John Bruno fashion, he didn't want anything big for his last meeting here, but I think it's very important. Your service to the town has been unparalleled to anything else. In time of instability, you came back and provided the stability that the town needed. And I think I speak for everybody in Halifax, all the boards, committees, and residents, that we thank you for everything you've done for the community. I personally thank you for being there to support me and supporting the town. And we just wanted to recognize you in your last regular meeting here at Town Hall.
You really don't have to do that, so.
Well, I think you deserve it. So.
We did.
I'm going to throw in my 2 cents. The running joke with me, and I tell John this, is that when I grow up, I want to be John Bruno. In all seriousness, though, John, we were in some tough times, and I always wondered if there was a bat signal that we sent out, because John heard it and to many degree rescued the town. Thank you for being an incredible role model, a solid citizen, just the best. We're going to miss you.
You really don't have to be so nice to me. I'm not used to this.
And then I would just say, as the new guy on the block, the young kid, quote unquote, not that young, but
Actually, go down the line here.
yeah, we are younger. Just a good example. And I think when you think about a leadership perspective, a good example is hard to find. You were the first phone call I got when I got elected. Forever appreciative of that. And you've never stopped being a good example. Whether we agreed or not, you provided perspective, broad view, big view, larger picture, reminding me to take a deep breath maybe a few times, and I'm ever appreciative of that. So I wish you well. Thank you for your service, both now and in years past, and certainly wish you the best.
Thank you. Well, I wasn't expecting anything like this. It's really unnecessary. I mean, it's my town too, so I don't mind. I don't mind pitching in when I can. This go-round has been an adventure, really. It's really kind of an adventure in a lot of ways. I think we've managed to bring things back to stability, and that's really what I would hope to do. So I'm not dying. I'm not going anywhere. So I'm always around and glad to get back in if I have to. But I think it is time, probably, for me at my advanced age to kind of pass the torch. So I'm passing the torch down the line here from 10 years younger to a little bit younger than that, and who knows what's going to be sitting over here next. I don't know, but either way. And I think we're in good hands. I appreciate all the help that everyone has given me. It's been fantastic. People that work here are underappreciated, I think, by all of us, until you see actually what you do and how well you do it. So I'm just honored to be a part of it. So I really do. I really mean that when I say that, for me, it's always been an honor to be, to been elected to represent the town, to do the best I can at it, and I hope I have. So thank you for this.
Thank you, John.
So, thank you.
That's always.
Yes, yes.
John, appreciate it. And now the real reason why everyone's here, there's cupcakes in the back.
Wow.
So enjoy. Everyone, please grab some cupcakes
Should we
and
take a few minute recess?
yeah, take a little recess.
Absolutely. Recess. I love recess. It's my favorite class.
All right, everyone, dig in. I'm gonna make me feel guilty.
It's
already there.
in and out.
Let's see here. So you want to start with
Joe Browder, yeah.
Joe? Yeah. Okay. All right, so we'll come back into session. Thank you all for the very kind words. I don't know what to say outside of that, so. Let's, Joe, the last name is?
Yeah, Joe Braga. So Joe, you had appointed Joe as interim building commissioner. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to have Mr. Braga in, introduce himself, give you some of his background. You'll be seeing his face around town. The residents can see him on screen. So this is Joe. Joe, you want to come up and just introduce yourself?
Thank you for the time. My name is Joe Braga. I started out in inspection services in Lowell. I'll start the story there real quick. So I've pretty much seen everything as a building inspector. From Lowell, I moved on to deputy commissioner in Brookline, Mass. So that's very heavily zoned in Brooklyn. Almost everything is pre-existing, non-conforming in Brooklyn. So you got to go to ZBA, and it really takes a lot. And then finally, lately, I just retired from being the building commissioner in Dartmouth in 2023 on my birthday. Because I didn't think I had enough aggravation in my life. I wanted to cut off from him. It worked out somewhat. But most of my background is that I also teach. I teach the exam prep for contractors. I have a consulting company that I operate where I represent clients before zoning boards, planning boards, and I have 6 attorneys that I'm working with at the present time that we're working with problem properties. So as an expert witness consultant, I write up all the reports to go to court in those situations. So, and then I was a builder, so I built for 20 years. Both residential and commercial. So I appreciate the opportunity. I know
Do you want a full-time job?
No. Golf's overrated, Joe. You don't want to golf. Come work.
I came because of Ed. You probably know Ed was my building inspector in Dartmouth. So I trained Ed and worked closely with Cody in Dartmouth, and Cody and I got along very well. Sometimes we didn't agree, but we saw eye to eye most of the time, and I have the highest respect for him. That's why when I got the call, I said, I'm glad to come help the town out. And I will stay for as long as necessary until you hire a commissioner, or if you need me to do something. I'm not gonna just drop the ball and run away. That's not what I do. So, just wanted to assure you, the residents, I did my staff already, that I plan on staying
Great.
for as long as it takes.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you,
You're
Joe.
very welcome.
We do have some fairly big project around the corner that needs some oversight, so we're glad to have an experienced hand to do it, honestly, so
That
thank you.
big residential project?
Yeah.
I was over there already once.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
so,
I'm looking at those with the fire chief.
So,
If you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to me.
yeah,
Thank you.
thank you,
thank
Joe.
you, thank you very much for coming in
We were
also.
also fortunate enough where Joe was able to come in during Ed Bailey's last week, and so Ed was able to bring him around town, give him a little bit of lay of the land, introduce him to some of the contractors, some of our bigger projects, and like Joe said, he was Ed's mentor, so him and Ed are very friendly. So anytime something comes up, Joe has the luxury of being able to call Ed if he needs clarification on things. But yeah, Joe is a very good building commissioner. We're very lucky to have him in the interim while we seek a full-time replacement.
Fantastic.
Joe, you're plugged into the industry. How is we're looking for one. How's the talent pool right now, do you think? I don't know if you have insights there.
I do. You have to remember that most recently, I know that Ed had put out a statement to, I believe, to the town, that 112 building officials chose not to renew their certification.
Wow.
That's 3-year
Wow.
cycle. So, 2 retired, and 112 just have
Said,
done.
went all set.
So,
Wow.
the pool, there are people available. I just don't know how many, to be honest with you. And I will check out it also, see who is out there.
Awesome.
But it really is going to be a tougher job to be a building official in the municipalities, because the state has taken a
Yeah.
big turn, and they've made it more difficult. So that, I'm being honest with you.
Yeah?
I wouldn't mix words.
Yeah.
But somebody will come along, and they'll want to step in this community, and they'll make a difference. I tend to believe that.
Good. Well, we're thrilled to have you in the meantime.
Thank you.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you again.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
So I know we have this motorcycle thing. Is someone here for
Yes.
that?
Yeah, Johnny Fahey right here.
All right, why don't we skip ahead to that, because we don't want to keep you any longer than we have to. So do you want to come on up and,
Yeah. Yeah.
come on up to the microphone here and just tell us who you are and what you want us to do?
Hi, so I want to say thank you, I appreciate the proclamation.
Why don't you just explain what, because you're on camera here, so can you just explain what
You're
it
doing
is?
fine, Johnny. You want to identify yourself, too?
My name's John Fahey.
Where do you live, Johnny?
I live right here in Halifax.
Great.
Good enough.
Check behind you. Oh, there it is.
So,
It is there.
So just, it is about motorcycles, you just tell us
Yeah.
what it is you're
so,
interested in.
There's over 350 registered motorcycles in the town, and and then thousands more in the surrounding communities. All that this is just the check twice, save a life. It's just to bring awareness to people out there on motorcycles, and having the town make the proclamation that they're a part of that, and it's about it.
Okay. So I'll just read a little bit of the letter. I don't know if you sent this or someone else did, but, so town, to Halifax, select board members and public safety officials, on behalf of our riding committee, this is from Massachusetts Motorcyclist Survivors Fund, does that sound right? Okay. On behalf of our riding committee with John Fahey of Halifax and the blessings from his close friend Regis of Whitman, the daughter of Philip Flip Clason, if I mispronounced that,
Classic.
in his memory, killed while riding his motorcycle on September 5th, 2025 in Carver. I request you join Governor Healy's statewide proclamation for the Commonwealth's Motorcycle Safety Awareness Period, March 23rd through April 30th, and throughout the 2025 riding season. This is aimed at increasing awareness and reducing accidents by issuing a Town of Halifax proclamation for the approximately 375 citizen biker riders, owners, and their families of motorcycles registered in and others visiting Halifax. And then this goes on to say how many other towns have already done that. And we do have a proclamation that has been put together, I guess, by you.
Yeah, actually put it together.
So I'll just read it out loud and tell us if this is what you want. Whereas the motorcycle is a popular means of transportation for commuting as well as for touring and recreation, and whereas there is a growing need for cooperation among drivers of automobiles and trucks, motorcyclists, bicyclists, and pedestrians who use our streets and highway to reduce injuries and fatalities, and whereas it is critical for all to increase their knowledge of the rules of the road and the rights and responsibilities of all roadway users, and whereas for the benefit of all citizen, bikers, riders, and owners of registered motorcycles residing in Halifax and our surrounding communities, aimed at increasing awareness and reducing accidents, whereas numerous departments and organizations are committed to making our streets and highways safe for all motor vehicle-related transportation, urging and reminding drivers to, quote, check twice, save a life, motorcycles are everywhere, end quote, quote, check twice when pulling out and backing out from parked positions, check twice when making left turns, check twice when changing traffic lanes, check twice for our fellow bikers of Halifax and visitors to our town on motorcycles. Now therefore, we, the Town of Halifax Select Board, hereby proclaim March 23rd, April 25th to April 30th, 2025 to be Motorcycle Safety Awareness Period in the Town of Halifax, and wish all who ride an enjoyable and safe riding season. In witness whereof, we've set our hand and seal of the Town of Halifax to be affixed this 29th day of April in the year 2025. So I would move that we approve the proclamation.
I'll second that.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell us about it, or this is what you want us to do?
No, that's great. Thank you.
Fantastic.
And I
Okay.
do have a sign. If you
Okay.
guys-
What do you want us to do with the sign?
You can put it up anywhere along any of the public roads.
Oh, okay. All right. So you will have it here for us?
Yes.
Okay. All right, very good. Any comments from the board, questions? All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you for your efforts.
Thanks, Charlie.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Nice
Safe driving.
job.
Thanks.
All right. Now,
Probably jump to Alan, because Alan's here for his article.
oh, the
right
sign?
there,
Yeah,
John.
you can just leave it there. We'll take care of it.
If you want Alan Diaz, because he's here to explain his petition article. If you want to take that one next, you can.
Oh, okay. Alan, you're here for something in particular?
Yes, I am.
We want to, thank you.
Taking out of order.
Yeah, oh, yeah. No, well, you're always in order.
Alan Diaz, Snow Street. I have a plan that I want to give each one of his. That kind of outlines, but Thank you.
Oh, okay. Is this about your petition article?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yep.
So Alan had requested to be on the agenda to explain the petition article. So we thought it'd be beneficial both for the board and for the public to see this.
Okay. We don't have a copy of that handy, do we, the petition article?
I can get it up. Let's.
We just put it out on the table. Excuse me. So we all know what we're talking about.
You want to get the article? Basically,
Yeah, you can start, Alan. I'll get
basically,
it.
I put in an article that, that I originally used back in the 70s, because I did buy a lot of the little lots that are near me for protection. What had happened, and I'll show you the plan, is that in 1978, when I got the property from my parents, we had a little title issue, so we had a subdivision done. And since then, 1978, we've used that same plan. Found out in the mid-90s, that plan was incorrect. So if you look at this plan, this is the cul-de-sac, and my residence is over here. 1989, I built a commercial building, which is here. And as you can see, I have a paper street called Vernon Street that runs through my commercial building. So the reason I'm here today is that at the end of Vernon Street is lot 2136. It's a total of 3,200 square feet. It is not in the wetlands, but it is in the buffer zone. So my intent is to purchase from the town lot 2136, and then I have to proceed with an adverse possession claim to quiet the title to remove Vernon Street from the map.
Do you own all the other lots from 10-144 across?
I own from 1138 all the way over to 1050, then across the street. And then I own this 10-148 and 144. They're all part of a 32-acre parcel that I have here. And I've purchased these lots over the years. Most of these lots have been here.
So, but I was wondering, so 10-144, is that,
10-144 is my 32-acre parcel, so
Oh.
this whole piece is part of a larger parcel.
I
I
see.
cut off almost 2 acres from a residential house.
okay, that's over here on Snow Street?
Correct.
Okay. And so this whole area that is where the existing building is all owned by you except for 2136?
Correct.
Okay, and then I see, and then because this has a subdivision plan where the street was already identified, which has never never been built, never been used, it's a paper street, you want to eliminate that. And the reason being because it somehow impacts your existing building?
Exactly, and impacts the title on it. You know, you can't get clear title. I didn't mortgage it when I built the building, so we never realized it. So in order for me to quiet the title, to make sure when something happens to me, you know, my kids will be able to sell it, you know, I have two options. I have to quiet the title. So I can either put in through land court, I can give the town an easement across 1135, which I'm willing to do if they want to. But that's gonna be expensive for the town.
Alan, where's 1135? Sorry,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was 35, 135.
Okay.
right here?
I'm shooting 1138.
1138?
Okay, so,
Okay.
yeah, just so that you know, this Pine Street North is developed. I developed my Pine Street North. And I own all of that. So
Now,
it's 2136.
where do you, I guess the easy thing for me to get, where do you not own on this map?
1130, 2136.
Is that the only spot?
That's the only spot, and I don't own 1034.
Okay, but everything else is your property.
Well, everything from Pine Street North down these are different residential. This
Gotcha.
is residence here.
So this is,
And you live over here.
I live right over here.
you live on here.
So as you can see from all these are pictures of trailers and other equipment that are being stored on the property, you know, my tenants and stuff like that.
So where's 135? Because the article's for 135 and 136.
It
They're
doesn't,
both together.
You just, it's not here on the map? Is it this one here? That's
It's
136.
20-136, but this should say 2135 and 6.
Okay.
So that's both together.
That's right, that's 3,200 square feet.
Okay.
okay.
So
And,
if I purchase the property, the town will have no legal obligation. If I don't, then I have to bring an adverse possession claim, then which the town's gonna have to respond. The land has no value.
oh, an
It's-
adverse possession on that lot you're talking about?
I'd have to file an adverse possession on the roadway and eliminate the roadway.
Okay,
But I cannot, I believe, I cannot eliminate the roadway without providing alternative access to whoever else owns property there.
when you say the roadway, you're only talking about Vernon Street?
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I was just going to ask, so normally when we sell property, we declare it surplus, and it goes up for auction. This is a different process. Can you or Cody explain what that's all about?
Okay. Over the years, I've purchased maybe 25 of these 30-foot by 8-foot lots. The process that I used originally, a lot of these I've owned since the late 70s and early 80s, and that was the process that I used back then.
Okay, so this is a legal, again, I'm just trying to make it understood to myself. So if we take a property, if we own a piece of property, which we had over here on East Lake, right? We had Ocean Street or something like that. And so normal way of doing things, like with the property or anything like that, it's declared surplus, it goes to auction. But you're not asking for us, you're asking for us just to sell it to you directly?
Correct. Only as an abutter. And I think with the statute that I used, as an abutter, you're allowed to do that. One of the things with the auction, I don't know, I mean, the town probably owns a few hundred of these lots.
I'm sure.
All right? I don't know if the town is planning an auction in the next 4 or 5 years. You haven't had an auction as long as I've been around. I haven't seen the town have an auction. Typically, if you want to buy adjacent property, you're going to petition. And then typically, you can have, they'll put it out for bids, and then whoever bids buys it. So, I mean, if the town was gonna have an auction, I'd be okay with that, but I don't believe.
No, I'm not saying we should, I'm just trying to make sure I understand, like, what this process is.
Yeah, under that statute that I used,
Yeah,
this is the process.
Okay.
And it just happens to be the same statutory process that we used on all of the other lots over the years.
okay.
When was the last time one of these lots was acquired by you? Was it the 90s?
No, 80s.
80s, so we're
80s.
talking 35 plus years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you undergoing the same sort of process in the town of Hanson for any other existing properties on this lot?
No.
Did you apply for a warrant on their article town meeting? On any buttered property over here?
No,
No?
no. I don't own anything in the town of Hanson. Everything's in Halifax.
Okay, so there's no other similar warrant request
No.
in any Hanson zoned area?
No. Hanson Town Line is right here.
Yep, and so you didn't apply for any
No.
other zoning? Okay.
Okay, any other?
Just, is this something that, and forgive me for my naivety, but is this something that like our land use council can chirp in on as to their take as to the procedure? or-
Rich will provide his, legal, whether this process is legal or not. Beyond that, that's not for them to.
Yeah.
It's a
No,
it's a
not
policy
for-
decision.
Not for decision, but just to kick the tires on.
Rich has reviewed it, and he will be doing more of a thorough review prior to town meeting, just to make sure that it checks all the legal boxes if approved.
Okay.
He hasn't given you any indication that we can't do it, has he?
He's in his preliminary review, it resulted in need for further investigation.
Okay.
So to be clear, this warrant article is subject to town vote and then a board of selectmen.
Yeah, so the article also it authorizes the board,
Authorizes.
right? So,
And just so we know, Cody, what number is it for folks at home? What article number?
22.
22? All right, so this will be Article 22 at town meeting.
Okay, so the only thing I would ask is if we do hear from Attorney Huxham that there's some issue here, that he just let Mr. Diaz know that ahead of time, since he's, personal to him, and you want to make sure that we got, I don't want to say any surprises.
Okay.
Cool.
Any
Okay.
other questions?
I think so.
No, makes sense.
You want me to leave all 3 copies? You want to just keep one for your
I
records?
think we need 3 of them. I mean, I'm sure you have,
I wrote on mine, I apologize.
Let's keep it.
All right. Just doodles.
nice pictures for you to keep at home.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Alan.
All right.
So I would ask you to take a vote, then you can let me know, or whatever.
Okay, well, we'll wait until we hear from Attorney Huxham, and then we will probably have to take this up right before town meeting, I suppose. But if there's any issue, we'll make sure to let you know.
Well, just to clarify, doesn't it go to town meeting first and then back to us?
Correct, yep.
Oh, yeah.
So there's nothing to
I
act
think
on.
he's asking us whether we would recommend it. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, well, it's nice to have the support. When I've purchased stuff in the past, finance committee's always supported it.
Yeah.
Again, it's not a big ticket item. So, but, once Attorney Huxham,
Okay.
Yeah, I would want to wait to hear from him before approving or not approving,
okay,
Yeah.
very good.
Great, thank you.
Sir.
Yeah, thanks, Alan.
All right, let's go back up to the top here. I want to do the warrants and commitments.
I move to affirm approval of the following warrants and commitments. School warrant number 93 for $381,293.91. Vendor warrant number 94 for $107,028.27. Payroll warrant number 95 for $485,061.33. Vendor warrant number 96 for $126,162.99. Withholding warrant number 97 for $167,531.52. Ambulance commitments 3/31/2025 through 4/6/2025 for $34,736. Ambulance commitments 4/7/2025 through 4/13/2025 for $60,038. Ambulance commitments 4/14/2025 through 4/20/2025 for $40,459.64.
Second.
Bless you.
God bless you, second. God bless you, second. God bless you, second.
That's enough.
Sorry about that.
Any other comments besides?
Or sneezes.
Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
I move to approve the following warrant, vendor warrant number 98 for $51,606.99.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. I apologize, you're here for the Council on Aging thing?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I should have jumped you ahead of that, so I apologize. So we do have a request, I thought I had a letter here somewhere, but I lost.
It's just an annual appointment to the Old Colony Elder Services Advisory Board. Barbara served on it for the last year. She is the Outreach Services Coordinator for the COA. So this is kind of just a housekeeping item to reappoint her to represent Halifax.
Okay.
And I would like to just thank Barbara, because when it was just me here, I was the designee, and I swear they spoke a different language at these meetings.
They did.
So, I mean, she knew, you guys know the ins and the outs of a lot of the stuff, so I thank Barbara for jumping on.
So if I may.
Sure.
Darlene Regan, COA Director. Actually, so because I had served, I was a part of Old Colony community there for about 7 years. And a part of their bylaws is that if you worked there at one point, you could not serve on the board.
That's right.
So therefore, Jonathan was elected,
Mhm.
and then Barbara came aboard, and because of her experience and her commitment to the aging population, I thought this was a good fit. So she served on the board this past year, and we've asked her to re-up that and, continue that. There's a lot to be learned there in the industry, of course, and we're excited to have her on again, so it's a good thing. And it's part of the whole aging process under the Executive Office of Aging and Independence now, so that they have the commitment or the coordinated care plans through the COA, the frontline to the community, as well as the ASAPs, which is the Aging Service Access Points and the Independent Living Centers. So we all work together, and they learn so much being on this board, and Barbara has learned a great deal in the last year.
Fantastic. Okay.
Thank you.
Any questions from the board? No? So I'll move that we appoint Barbara Curtis to Old Colony Elder Services Representative for the term ending June 30th, 2026.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Sorry for making you delay.
Thanks, Darlene.
No, I want to talk about it.
All right, now we can go back to our agenda. We left off with approval of a $1.3 million borrowing.
Yes, so town meeting had previously approved bond authorization for the water treatment plant upgrades up to $3 million. That project is pretty much complete. The plant is, it might be back online at this point, or close to it. So we did not have to borrow the full $3 million as a result of using $600,000 in ARPA funds, and then we have slowly appropriated retained earnings toward the project, so less financing. So in speaking with our financial team, speaking with our financial advisors, when you go out for long-term borrowing for a municipal project, you have to do at least 10 years. And it's not like, let's say, a car loan or a personal mortgage. You can't just pay it off early and then you're good. You have a debt schedule. You're obligated to follow that. We, because of our healthy financial position, and particularly in the water department, I know we will be able to pay that off prior to 10 years. So I don't want to lock the town into paying 10 years of interest when we don't have to. So last year we took out a bond anticipated note, a 1 year basically borrowing for 1.6 million. The project was still in place. What we've been able to do is do this year 1.3 million. That's what's before you. We've been able to pay down part of it using retained earnings from last year, and also now we know what the project final cost will be because it's pretty much done. So and there's another article in town meeting in May for another 500,000. So at the very least we have to roll over 800,000 next year, and ideally within 2 or 3 years this is completely paid off. And we've only paid 5 years of interest versus 10. So this is to approve the $1.3 million ban, another year. It went out to bid with our financial advisors. Fidelity was the winning bid. And so we just need the board to approve the issuance of the bond anticipated note.
Okay. You going to...
So, because the winning bid was Fidelity, I'm going to abstain from voting. My wife does work in the media marketing section of the company. I have filed disclosure paperwork with the town clerk. Again, there's no personal gain here, but just in a true transparency sense, I will abstain from the vote.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I will make a motion that we approve the 1.3 million borrowing for water treatment project.
Second.
All right, any discussion? We'll take a roll call. Tom?
Yes.
John?
Abstain?
And I vote yes also. So passes by majority.
Very good. So I have a bunch of things you have to sign, so we'll catch up at the end of the meeting for you to sign these.
Sounds good.
By the way, will this address any of the complaints we have with the water?
So with the water, and speaking with Mr. Lindsay, the superintendent, because this plant was offline, the wells were offline periodically over the last year, we were buying water from Brockton. And because we were purchasing the water, we did not do flushing last year because ultimately you were spending the money, right? You're flushing money out
Flushing
the
your money
drain, right?
away.
So we did not do flushing last year, which Mr. Lindsay believes led to an increased sediment in the water. So we have resumed flushing as of this month. We anticipate that should take care of most of the complaints of the sediment in the water.
That would be great. That would be great. Okay, contract with Cardinal Contracting Services for Town Hall portico repair.
Yes, so you notice the front of Town Hall, the portico is in rough shape. Town meeting in 2023 had approved funds for the repair of the Town Hall portico. So it took a while because we have to go out to bid to get the contracting services, that we also had to find an engineer. We had to get engineered plans. So we finally got the engineer in place. They finished those plans and we were able to get proposals. The low bidder was Cardinal Contracting. So we would ask that the board approve that and we can get that project started.
Okay.
So, and it's,
Looks like it'll be done by the end of June.
that is, yes, that is the goal. It came in
Fantastic.
right around where we were expecting, actually a little bit under budget.
27 to change, correct?
Correct, yes.
That's great.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the contract with Cardinal Contracting?
I will gladly make a motion to approve the contract with Cardinal Contracting Services for the repairs for the Town Hall portico.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
Excited.
Got a comment from the crowd. Chris?
Oh, did you have, yeah, oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you authorize me to sign on your behalf? It's a.
I'll make a motion for Cody Haddad to be the signing authority for the contract for Cardinal Contracting Services for Town Hall portico repairs.
Okay,
Second.
any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Community survey.
Yeah, so you may recall that, oh, sorry, Chris, did you?
Chris, did you have a quick?
Yeah, real quick.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you gotta raise your hand and holler a little bit.
Chris Warnes, 129 Second Street. Just quick back to the water. I heard you say they've already started flushing?
I believe they have. They had said they were going to start flushing in mid to late April.
Okay, because I've had trouble before too with the flushing, and I didn't see any notices put out. But they might already be doing that.
I'd have to confirm with the water department,
Okay,
but
just clarify that.
what are your concerns with the flushing?
The last 2 years, well, not last year, previous year, we've had some trouble on our street. It's like the flushing got changed, how they were doing it, and we ended up with brown water for 4 days.
Okay.
So,
Why don't you give the call over there to the water department, just so...
yeah, I was going to, but when I just caught that they said they might already started those.
I was told they were going to start in mid to late April, so
Okay.
maybe they're going to start tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day of April.
That's late April.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, going back to the community survey.
Yeah, so you may recall we received these opioid funds as part of the opioid settlement. The Attorney General, part of those funds were allocated to the municipalities. There's an article in town meeting just to clean up the bookkeeping behind it. But we would like to be able to start, putting those funds to use. We set up an internal team with myself, the police chief, the fire chief, our health director, and Darlene, our COA director, just to start brainstorming some different things. Part of utilizing these funds is to conduct a public survey of the community. So I would request the board, the survey that was in your packet is very similar to what's been utilized in other communities. Just captures some information on opioids, overall health, mental health throughout the community. It's anonymous when it's filled out. And allows us to get a better idea of maybe where these funds should be allocated for what types of projects. But it's really step one of starting to get a plan for utilizing those funds. So any appropriation of the funds will go through the board. The board has to approve that, but I'm just asking for approval to publish the survey so we can start that process.
Won't the survey have to go in the mail?
No, it'll be online. There's no requirement that every resident gets it. You need to do some sort of outreach.
All right, so you'll make that notice to the world that it's online if you want to fill out the survey, that kind
Yep, it'll be online, posted on our website within the next couple of weeks if the board approves it.
of, okay.
Just a random question, Cody, about how much do we have? And then.
Right now, we have about $80,000.
Excellent.
And through the life of the opioid funds, we get annual amounts. We'll have well over 200,000 through 2035, I believe it is.
And what are you seeing, I don't know if it's too far down the road, but what are you seeing other communities using the funding for, like?
You know, it varies significantly. So we're obviously, as a smaller community, we're on the lower side of the funds. I mean, some bigger communities are hiring dedicated staff for opioid crisis. There are some communities that are stocking naloxone to put in public places. You're seeing funding of different resources. The Plymouth County Sheriff's Department is running a program where if a town gives them X amount of dollars, it's dedicated for incarcerated individuals getting out of prison that are, it can help them with, housing, transportation. So they're running a program like that. Plymouth County Outreach Services, I believe, it currently runs a program. It's federally funded. We are not so certain that the funding for that will continue. So that may be an opportunity for the towns to utilize those services. That was something the chief and deputy chief and chief police and fire chief had brought up. So it varies across the board. I think there wasn't a lot of movement at first because the accounting side of it was challenging, but also no one wanted to get in trouble does this meet the parameter? Buying naloxone meets the parameter, right? But how much can you do of that, and how effective is that going to be, particularly not in like a city where there's, dense populations. So the more rural communities have been a little bit slower to allocate those. But I do think we have a good team put together. Hopefully we gather some good information from the survey, and then that team can continue to make recommendations to the selectmen on where to allocate those funds.
Great, thank you.
Okay, we have a request from the Veterans Agent, Steve.
Did you approve the survey?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Do we have a motion to?
Yeah, motion to approve the community survey in regards to the use of opioid settlement funding.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. All right, next up is the Field of Flags. So Steve Littlefield, the Veterans Agent, has asked, asked the Board of Selectmen having the Field of Flags put up in front of Town Hall on the weekend before Memorial Day through the weekend following Memorial Day, would be roughly May 17th to the 31st. So basically, they want to use the Town Hall for that. I mean, agree for that. Yeah, so I'm 100% in favor of that, so I'd be glad to make that motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's a wonderful thing, I'm glad he does it. Okay, we have a whole list of road cuts. Are these all related or they're not?
Not all of them. They're not all related, no.
Do you have the paperwork?
Yeah, the first one is 314 Plymouth Street and has the signature pages there.
Okay, all right. Is this all of them? Yeah, okay. All right, so the first is, let's see here. They want a road opening 120 feet by 8 feet at 314 Plymouth Street. All the departments have agreed to it's okay, and this work includes driveway modification, associated traffic signal work opposite the existing Stop and Shop driveway, including working on the traffic signals and all. So I will move to approve the road cut for Brett Johnson, Midland General Contractors.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. First one. All right, the next one is a 4x6 road cut for renew service at 46 and 46A McClellan Road. Again, it's all been approved by the various departments. So this is, looks like a repair of some sort. So I will move that we authorize Eversource to make that road cut at 46 and 46A McClellan Road.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. The next one is another Eversource. This is another 4x6 cut to install test stations and anodes on gas main at 4 McClellan Road. And again, everyone has approved it, so I will make that motion to approve this road cut also.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Man. Oh, you're saving them up? All right, the next one's another 4x6 road cut to renew service line at 86 McClellan Road. Again, by Eversource, all the stipulations are in order, so I would make that motion.
Second. Good luck driving down McClellan.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Maybe we won't have potholes.
That's true.
All right, finally, another 4x6 road cut. This is on 20 Anawan Drive. Install test stations and anodes on gas main. This is from Eversource. So again, everything's in order. I will make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Okay. Well, let's see. Town accountant contract.
Yes, so you may recall that Lindsay Martinelli was appointed interim town accountant last year. She's served in that role and done a phenomenal job. So now I believe it is time to appoint Lindsay as actually the permanent role of town accountant. So this is an employment contract with Lindsay for the town accountant effective July 1st, 2025, and for 3 years.
Okay, I've looked at it. I'm in agreement with it. I have heard nothing but good reports about Lindsay's abilities, and she seems to be someone that hopefully we'll be able to keep for a while, so that we can continue to build on that. So I would move that we approve the town accountant contract. Who's going to sign this one?
The full board signs this.
That we approve the town accountant contract.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Local 653 Library.
We will skip over that item.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yep, okay. Local 653 Administrative Clerical.
Yes, so we previously had mentioned we had 2 new unions in town. Several of our non-union employees formed and were recognized by a Teamsters Local 653, myself and Selectman Seelig as the board's representative. Had several bargaining sessions with them. We've obviously kept the board updated in executive session, but we were able to reach an agreement. As of this morning, the union ratified the agreement, so now I would ask the board to approve the agreement as well. It's for a 3-year contract starting July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2028.
Okay, again, I've looked at it, I'm in agreement with it, so I would move that we approve the Local 653 Administrative Clerical Contract.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. It looks like I'm the only one that signs this one.
They're on the next page is the rest of the board.
Okay. Ambulance abatement. So we have a request from the fire department for ambulance abatement for March of 2025 of $100,373.14. So I make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Let me give that back to you, I guess.
One more, John, just before we missed approval of the minutes. March
Oh, I'm sorry.
25th, on that first page.
There's so many things in here. Okay, so March 25th, 2025 minutes. Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve March 25th, 2025 Selectmen minutes.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Now, is that everything?
Now we're good.
I think so, except for town administrator's update.
Yeah, so a few updates. The first one is I've requested the board approve for us to hire a full-time firefighter. The posting, obviously, with the hiring freeze, we need the board's approval. We have an unexpected vacancy as of today, and just in the interest of public safety, the quicker we can get someone in, the less we're spending on overtime. And so it came up today, so it was unexpected, but I would ask that the board approve that request to.
Is this likely to result in a hire that will be at a lower rate than what we are losing?
Not significantly. It might be like one step The tenure wasn't significant of what we're replacing.
But we'll also, though, we're not going to pay, well, we'll be paying overtime to cover a shift.
Yeah, so we want to get it filled as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Right, the shift has to be filled, so it
Yeah.
likely is overtime, so we'd rather get them a full-time position in.
Absolutely.
Okay. Board's pleasure? Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would move that we approve the hiring of the replacement firefighter.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
Thank you. Tomorrow evening at 6 PM, we are holding a public forum on the proposed zoning bylaw changes.
Is it 6 o'clock?
Yes. that's what I have.
7, yes.
7?
6 to 7. I
6 to
think.
No, 6 o'clock.
Oh, it's at 6 o'clock?
Yeah, the planning board meeting was at 7.
For some reason, I thought it was at 7. I would be late.
Let me confirm. I'll be nervous here. No, 6 PM. Yeah, 6 PM. 6 PM in the Great Hall. The information's posted on our website. Also, there will be a Zoom option, so we encourage residents to attend that. We'll provide kind of an overview of the proposed changes, review the changes of substance, and also go through kind of the bylaw to hopefully answer any questions that may come up during that process. We'll be holding another budget forum, similar to what we held a few weeks ago. That'll be on May 5th at 6 PM in the Great Hall. That's a week before town meeting, so we encourage the community to please come out to that. Like I said, there's an in-person, obviously, there's where it'll take place, but we also will be doing a Zoom option. So if you can't be here in person, you can log on to Zoom. Really provided a thorough breakdown of the budget, explaining increases where they are, and also answering questions prior to town meeting to hopefully make that process a little bit simpler at town meeting.
On the zoning one, is it scheduled for 6 to 7?
Yeah, I mean, if it goes over 7, that's
Okay.
fine, but that is
And
tentative.
Attorney Huxham will be there?
Yes.
And you have your PowerPoint from the planning board one?
Yes, so I will be providing a brief presentation. Members of the Zoning Bylaw Review Committee
Yeah.
will also be there to provide some information and insight into how the zoning proposals were developed, and hopefully, again, answer questions, and there's a Zoom option as well. And then last, I wanted to show.
Cody, before you get going, the Cody's Corner was released too.
It was, so we did a town meeting warrant preview, myself and Selectman Seelig. That was released today. It's a in-depth review of each article on the town meeting warrant. So we encourage residents to also use that. You can see there's a theme here. We're trying to be as transparent and get the information out in
Early.
every single way possible. If anyone has any recommendations of what we can do to improve that, we're more than happy to listen, but I think we heard that there was a request for more kind of due diligence ahead of time, and I think we've certainly accomplished that this year. So yeah, thank you, Selectman Seelig, for doing that as
To
well.
follow up on that, so there are several articles that are proposed by the Board of Selectmen. Typically, we go through and assign them amongst ourselves. We don't have another meeting before town meeting to do that.
So I have that, I'll be drafting that with the motions, and then we will review that at the town meeting, pre-meeting, that evening.
All right.
10 minutes before, be ready, John.
We'll meet a little bit before, 10 minutes beforehand, but
be ready.
there's, we'll pull some of the same housekeeping ones that were done last year. We'll tentatively assign those to the board, and then if there's other ones that you're more comfortable doing, but I'll send out a draft of that probably by the end of this week, and so you can let me know if there's
A
particular
draft
ones.
of the assignments, who's going to handle each?
And the motions, yes.
Oh,
I think what John's saying, it'd be helpful to get it a little bit earlier, just so we can wrap our heads around
Right.
which article we're gonna present.
Yep.
Well, I also want to be sure that whoever is going to speak to it wants to. So, and I know that our junior member here is new to this process, and I want you to just feel comfortable. Feel comfortable if we make you talk, that's all.
I'm ready.
It'll do fine.
Yep, no, and I think the packet that I've historically put together has thorough explanations of each article in that, and if there are particular articles that, one member wants to do over the other, we can change that up at the pre-meeting, but I'll get that out within the next week or so, hopefully by the end of this
And
week.
we will have notebooks.
Yeah, well, that's the notebooks will have all the motions, and they'll have who's assigned to the motions and
Whatever notes we
explanations.
might have necessary, like, for example, that one with the South Shore domestic violence or something
Yes,
like that. It's always good to have
statistics.
something from them,
Yep, we'll have all
just
that
in
put
case a
together.
question comes up.
Yes, yep. Any other questions on that?
Not yet.
Okay. And then the last update I have is, I'm sure many members of the community have seen, but I will be resigning from my position as town administrator here, effective at the end of July. It was a personal decision. I think that's best for me and my family at this time. Certainly wasn't an easy decision to make. My tenure certainly wasn't anywhere near as long as Mr. Bruno's, but I think looking back, I think I gave the town my all. I think we made a lot of progress. And I really am thankful to the board for being so supportive during my tenure. If it weren't for your support, we wouldn't have accomplished everything that we did. And the team here, it's an amazing team here, from the department heads to the staff to our public safety. You don't accomplish, if you look at what we've accomplished in the past 2 years, you don't accomplish that without a great team. And so I'm very fortunate to have been a part of that. And I look forward to assisting the board with the transition over the next couple of months, but I certainly will miss the community. It really has been an honor serving here in Halifax.
So I want to thank you on behalf of myself, if not for the whole town, for the work that you've done. We've had, I think, excellent service. I know you came in as never having been the boss before, and this was your opportunity to grow into that position, and I think you did fantastic.
Thank you.
I know that your next move up is to a much bigger community. I'm sure it's a bigger job and all of that, and I personally would never stand in the way of anyone advancing their career. You're a young man, and I think you've got a beautiful future ahead of you. I feel sorry for us, but that's just the way it is. We're a small town, and it's not unusual for us to find and develop really good people who then get poached, frankly. And I've seen that happen a lot over the course of time that I've been involved. And so, I mean, I suppose that's a good thing for Halifax. I suppose at least we got a lot of good work out of you. So I want to thank you for everything you've done. Wish you well in the future. And now we need to talk about what to do next.
Yeah, I echo your sentiments too, John. Cody came in at a crossroads, much like you did, and not only settled the waters a little bit, but kind of charted a course for us. And while I am too sad to see him go, I'm not surprised, just because I can't tell you how many people have come up to me and said, wow, that town administrator is something. Like, he really is a shining star. So, like you say, John, sad for us, happy for Cody, to advance his career. And I do think, in the essence of trying to limit the downtime, we should look at some sort of using a consultant to help us navigate the next steps.
Yeah, so the new guy on the block, the junior member, as you said, I have nothing to compare Cody to. I think with my election about a year ago, just under a year ago, I was supposed to come in with some sort of, adversary reaction to the status quo. I never had another town administrator besides Cody, so I have nothing to compare him to. But anybody you talk to in town, in this building, in this room, has nothing but glowing things to say. I always felt prepared.
Amen.
I was always ready. I was never surprised at what was before us. And I'm not really sure what else he could do besides make the team feel valued, that they mattered, and that their contribution was meaningful. And so, while I was supposed to probably be the naysayer of the group, I have nothing but glowing things to say about quite frankly, a young kid who's going places, and that might not be the popular opinion for those that voted for me, but you'd be hard pressed to find someone who supported him more and was more appreciative of the time he put into my contribution to the town over the last year. Top grade, grade A, and clearly going places, and we'll all be thankful to say we knew him when, I think. So. Best of luck, best wishes, and honestly, thanks.
Thank you. It's been an honor.
Sure.
I have to say something. Darlene Regan, COA Director, and I wanted to say, you little rascal. So I want to say that Cody has been such a support to the COA, and progressive thinker. And that's a great thing for today, the way that things are going. So he'll be missed.
Thank you.
So I wish you well.
Thank you.
The COA and everyone there, I'm sure as well. You still have to come to an art class.
I will, but I won't be on Fridays off anymore, so it'll have
Yeah,
to be before my tenure ends here.
And you also have to come and see the nice mural that was just completed in the resource.
Of me, they actually did it.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
And you
Good
can
luck.
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
That
good
was a
luck with
joke.
that,
Good.
yeah.
Like an icon of some sort?
Isn't that nice? They'll be awesome. So that will be your going away present.
No, excellent. Thank you.
All right. Well,
Thanks, Darlene.
well.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
And not to go full eulogy here, but in the time that I've been here for the 3 years, one of the biggest difference I noticed with you, Cody, at the helm was we went from putting out fires in the now to thinking down the road. And that was refreshing. We started developing plans for not just the next 6 months, the next couple weeks, but like, what are we going to do down the road? And that was refreshing to do, and I thank you for that as well.
No, thank you. It really, I couldn't have asked for a better tenure. I think we accomplished a lot. The board has been phenomenal. I speak with my colleagues all the time, and many people are not as fortunate as I am to have had such a phenomenal board. You've been supportive, and you've let me kind of lead, and I think that's the reason we've had the success. So I appreciate it. I'm not going anywhere yet. I still have a few months of work here. We still have a lot of work to do. I'm not gonna let off the gas here. So we'll continue to get things done. And as you embark on this recruitment, again, I will support the board and the town in any way that you would like me to. You mentioned getting started with the process. If it's the board's pleasure, I can start reaching out to search firms to get some proposals, and we could have that on the next agenda to review those proposals and hopefully try to make an award then and get this process started.
Yeah, I personally think the quicker you would do it, the better. Just simply, the end of July will come here faster than we realize it, and it's better to have, ideally, I would like to, I won't be sitting here, but I think ideally, we would want to have some sort of an overlap, where whoever this is, if we could get them in, say by the beginning of July even, I don't know if that's possible, but if we can, there's some little bit of an overlap so that we can at least make sure that the transition goes smoothly. Summer is typically slower, but once the fall hits, things start picking up again.
Yeah.
So, and he's going to be, or he or she, whoever, is going to be, right in the middle of it. And of course, we brought Cody in February, so
Yeah.
January, February. So we were right in the middle of the budget,
Yeah.
and we had a lot of things to fix at the time. So,
Yeah, we did.
With that, so anyway, those are my suggestions. But I do think
Yeah.
the quicker we can get going on this, the better.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need a vote, or?
No, I think as long as there's consensus of the board, you're not really deciding anything, but I'll start reaching out and get those. And I think I've said this to each of you, but my number is not changing. Even if I'm no longer here, I'll always be supportive of Halifax, and
It's on the stall downstairs bathroom.
and any way I can support, you as board members, anyone from the community, and our team, department heads, you name it.
I will say
available.
this, so, again, I don't want to make youngster jokes, but I am the oldest guy here, so I will. For a young guy, Cody has really had some very good contacts in the community. I know he develops that, he works on it, he meets with people and so on, and he's been a great resource for that. We've had some fantastic people coming, through his efforts, and so I'm going to put him on the spot and tell him that they're going to call you. And say, Cody, we need to hire this guy or that guy. What do you think? And
I hope you do.
I think
And I hope I can continue to assist the town.
That's meant as a compliment. It really is.
Thank you.
I think that for someone at your stage of development, even your contacts, your Rolodex. If people do people use Rolodexes?
Not really. It's in your phone.
Virtual Rolodex, I know where you're getting at.
But it's fantastic.
Thank
So
you.
Yeah.
I think that's wonderful.
Okay, I will get working on that over the next week.
All right.
And
anything
the
else?
MBTA, I have no new updates on that. My goal at the next meeting would be we can provide an update on where we are with that
Okay.
situation.
Okay. Anything else to come before the board?
No.
I will make the motion to adjourn.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. I've never used this before.
Oh, let's go.
5, 6 terms as a selectman, I've never
Really?
used it.
Yeah.
I've always
All right.
tried to maintain order through kindness and persuasion, or the evil eye once in a while. So, but,
Well, whack the heck
I'm
out
going
of
to
it,
say,
John.
meeting adjourned.
John, thank you, John.
Thanks, John. Thank you.
Thank you again. You guys are really too nice to me. I think.